Eli Manning has 15 career losses against this Eagles team. He's thrown 26 picks. That's a good amount. I think that's most against any opponent in his career. Why has he struggled against Philly so much?
You know, they've been able to get to him with their pass rush more often than not, Alexa. You know, it's just been one of those things that's kind of been a bugaboo for Eli, obviously. If you put some pressure on him, you know, oftentimes you can force him into an ill-advised throw. He's kind of a daring quarterback anyway, so I think the combination of those two things, you know, probably plays into the Eagles' hands a little bit. You know, often these teams are playing in, you know, bad weather conditions, whether it's in Philadelphia or in East Rutherford, so, you know, that might play into it as well. You know, don't forget, though, I mean, Eli probably had his best game of the season earlier this year against the Eagles up at, you know, MetLife Stadium. He torched that Eagles secondary. They really didn't get near him all day. And he didn't even have, you know, Odell Beckham Jr. didn't really even have a big game that day. He was finding his other receivers, and they got out to a big lead. And, you know, the Eagles almost pulled off the comeback, but the Giants really kind of dominated that game. So it's going to be interesting to see what Eli does tonight.
What sense do you get that the Eagles players are embracing the role of spoilers in this one?
I think, I don't know if they're embracing their role so much. I mean, look, it's a divisional game, and all NFL players, particularly those in the NFC East, I think, because the rivalries are so strong, get up for a matchup within the division. But I don't think it's a huge motivating factor. You've got a kind of a mishmash of things going on here. Lane Johnson is coming back to the lineup after missing all those games because of the suspension. You know, the team has lost 4 in a row. I think they would just like to end the losing streak at this point. And you've also got some young guys who are going to get a shot over these last couple of games to see what they can do and see if they can, you know, stick with the team next year. You know, guys like Byron Marshall, running back who saw some action last week against the Ravens, some young wide receivers, a kid named Paul Turner, who was an undrafted kid who had a couple flashes earlier this season. So, you know, I don't think the Eagles really are going into this game saying, hey, we can ruin things for the Giants. I think they're saying, hey, you know, let's just win a darn football game. We could use a win.